I found this new research that may explain why some horses head shake. So if you've ever owned a horse with trigeminal-mediated head shaking, you know how frustrating and heartbreaking it can be. These horses just suddenly start flicking their nose, shaking their head, rubbing their face, sneezing like, striking at their nose, or just becoming difficult to the point of dangerous to ride. And one of the hardest parts is that many of these horses appear completely normal on routine examinations. And owners are often left searching for answers while trying different treatments, management strategies, masks, medications, supplements, and environmental changes with varying degrees of success. So for years, researchers have suspected that trigeminal-mediated head shaking involved abnormal functions of the trigeminal nerve, which is the major sensory nerve of the face. The current theory is that in affected horses, the nerve becomes overly sensitive, causing normal sensations that shouldn't be painful to be interpreted as irritation or discomfort or pain. While this new MRI study may provide some additional insights into what's happening. Researchers compared MRI scans from 20 horses diagnosed with trigeminal-mediated head shaking and then 6 unaffected control horses. Specifically, they measured the cross-sectional area of the trigeminal nerve at multiple locations and looked for differences between the left and the right sides. What they found was fascinating. The horses with head shaking had significantly greater asymmetry between the two trigeminal nerves. In fact, the degree of asymmetry was roughly 4 to 8 times greater in the head shaking horse. Interestingly, the overall size of the nerve wasn't different between the groups. What was different was the imbalance between the two sides. Now, this suggests that at least some horses with trigeminal-mediated head shaking may have an underlying asymmetry or disease process affecting the trigeminal nerve itself. Now, this study does not prove that nerve asymmetry causes head shaking, and it doesn't mean that every horse with head shaking has the exact same problem. But it does provide additional evidence that this condition may involve more than just simply behavior, training, or a sensitivity. For horse owners, I think the biggest takeaway is this. The more we learn about trigeminal-mediated head shaking, the more evidence we find that there may be a real physiological change occurring within the nervous system. And while we still have much to learn, studies like this help us move the conversation beyond the horses just being difficult and closer to understanding what actually may be happening inside the horse's body.